Hello, welcome to the United Man. My name is Shane. Today, wanted to go through a few topics. Just wanted to get some views on what everyone thought. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and make sure you hit that notification bell just so you can stay up to date with everything Manchester United. Right, first thing I wanted to touch on is I know there's been lots of speculation with regards to what we're doing in the transfer market at the moment. But I say not very likely. Are we missing out on someone, a position that we need to bolster on? Now, that position isn't up front. It isn't the illustrious midfield three that we need to improve. It's not left back. I'm going centre back. Now, I know Victor Lindelof had a very good season last season, but this season, Lindelof has struggled somewhat. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Lindelof. I don't know. I just thought Maguire coming in. Maguire's been very good since he joined, but Lindelof has not been that guy who I thought he would be. What's going on, Red Devil Studio? My man G, what's going on, bro? Make sure you check out his channel, guys. A good friend of mine. Just touching on my thoughts of we need another centre back. Yes, Palmeiras, what's going on, brother? You good? Mark Finner's in the house, all the way from Australia, bruv. Managed to join us, man. What time is it over there, Mark? I'm saying we need another centre back. I'm saying we need another world-class centre back to go with. Ultimately, for us to be champions or anywhere near champions, anything near where we were before, we're going to need two world-class centre-backs, or at least one world-class centre-back and one very, very good centre-back. I believe we have that one very good centre-back in Harry Maguire. I feel we need someone on his level or above. Now, I'm saying all this, and I don't really believe that United are going to go and splash the cash on another world-class central defender. I'm hoping that's the case, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Who else jumped in? Palmeiras said hello. Mark, got you already, bruv. Good to see you again. JJ Powell, hey, my G. Who's a raw talent that could be unbelievable player other than Samari? Okay. Samari, I believe, is that guy. I think I've just done a video on the transfers already. Babakari Samara, I believe if we was to get him, I feel like he improves our starting lineup. I also believe he is a replacement for Paul Pogba. He is also dubbed the new Paul Pogba. He's very similar as Paul Pogba. I just don't feel like can Babakari Samara and Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes exist in the same midfield? That's the question I'll pose to you guys. I'd hope so. I don't know if that's the case, but I'd like to think that they could exist. But I believe Samari would be a direct replacement for Paul Pogba. I'd like to see that. With regards to whether Pogba goes or not, I believe we should be buying players as if Pogba is going to be sold in the summer. Rachel says, "Hey Shane, how's it going, Rachel?" Mark says it's 5:23 a.m. Just getting ready for work. I want to see Harry with Axel as first choice. Mark, that's a brilliant shout. Axel Twinzebe, unfortunately, he's just been injured quite a lot so far this season. I've only seen him play 3 times, I think, maybe 2. So yeah, just needs to stay injury free. Had a very good season at Aston Villa last season. Just needs to stay injury free. Just really, once he gets opportunity, which he will, I believe, if he can stay injury free, he will be the partner to Harry Maguire. I believe so, yes. Big if, though, in terms of staying injury free, because a lad of 21, for him to be having so many injuries already, and centre back is not a position where what you attribute with lots of injuries, so needs to stay injury free if he's going to have a chance of getting into Manchester United's starting lineup. So yeah, that's what I think about with Toonzabe. I do agree with you. Red Devil Studio, I don't think we will get a centre back, especially as Bayitu and Zebi are due back soon. Yes, I completely agree with you, G, my friend. I don't believe we'll get a centre back. Not in January, definitely not in January. Going forward, I'm talking hypothetically here, going forward, I'd like to see us, for us to get to those levels that we need to be and where we were before, I believe we need two very, very good centre backs. I think we already have one Maguire. Lindelof, unfortunately, has let me down. It's not done as well as I thought he would do. Wayne McGregor, photography. What we have to look at is our midfield hasn't been very strong, and that exposes the back four, which I completely agree with there, Wayne, which has put a lot of pressure on them. Lack of depth has also meant no rotation. Lindelof is a beast. Whoa. Do you know what, though? Wayne, you got a very good point there, man. The lack of quality midfield puts immense pressure on the centre backs and defence. I completely agree with that, and you can see it from game to game. The only game I've not seen that in this season is Norwich. If I'm being honest, where we completely dominated the game from start to finish. I felt. Now, I just feel as though if we can get two central midfielders in this January transfer window, one being Bruno Fernandes, the other being Babakary Soumaré, I think we will be taking massive steps in terms of going forward. You'll end up seeing, I believe, a lineup of Scott McTominay, Soumaré, and Fernandes. When Pogba comes back, that's a big question, and what that poses as well. But yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, I'd like to. If Lindelof can pull out something between now and the end of the season, then maybe we'll be talking differently come summer. But so far this season is, for me, he's not been what he was last season, that's for sure. As for Soumaré, I actually watched him play against Dijon, and he was pretty bad, to be honest. He got sent off, still young and quite rash. That was from Red Devil Studio. Yeah, I did see that as well. I saw the highlights of that one. Seen him play a couple of times as well in the Champions League against Chelsea, Valencia, and then I've seen him in the league against PSG, where the games he played there, he looked very good. But as I say, still 20. Let's see. JJ Powell says, what about a player like Tonali? Yeah, I've heard a lot about him, not seen much of him. The only reason I say I wouldn't want to go for another young central midfielder is because this kid, essentially, he starts in Italy. He's not someone that is going to come to the starting lineup and improve us as much as we need to in that area, I feel. So for me, that would have to be one. For me, it's just like the youngster from Birmingham, where I feel if we was to sign him, we'd need to loan him back. So they're continuing playing first team football in a very competitive league. For me, I don't want to bring in a youngster from another club who has great potential and for him to sit in our under 23s or the youth setup. I'd definitely say if we're going to buy those types of players, we've got to loan them back for them to complete the rest of their season and get first team football. John McDonald, what's going on, John? Lindelof, Pereira, Lingard, Jones are all deadwood. We need, yeah. Do you know what? I think Lingard, with the assignment he's made of agent, I think he's already sort of stated his intention really going forward there. Phil Jones, I don't even see him as a squad player, if I'm honest, because once you've got Marcus Rojo, you've got Eric Bailly, you've got Lindelof, not forgetting Fosu Mensah, Twinzebe. For me, he's not even a squad player, Phil Jones. So yeah, for me, get rid. Travis Richards, what do you think about Leon Bailly for right back? You mean Eric Bailly? Is that Travis? Bailly right back? No. I've seen him play there for Man United one game. For me, no, he's better suited to centre back. Plus, we've got Wan-Bissaka for me, who is our right back for the next 10 years plus. So yeah, I don't think we need right back as a position there, to be honest. Bio and Timbo back is like new signings. No, it's a good point. It's a good point. No, I completely agree. If we can get Timmy Fosu Mensah back and buy back to what there was beforehand, yo, that's looking good for us to be honest. I've got a question as well. I've got my thoughts. Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and Mason Greenwood. How many goals can we see them getting this season? The reason I'm asking is because there's an interesting premise behind this. How many goals do you think Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and Mason Greenwood will get individually this season? Rashford already has 19 goals. Anthony Martial has 11 and Mason Greenwood has 9 at the halfway point of the season. How many goals can you see them three getting individually? I'll tell you why in just a moment. Get your comments in as well. People have got 12 people in the stream, much appreciated. Get those likes dropped as well. Dennis is saying Bruno Fernandes coming to United. Looking like it, mate. I'm not going to jump up and scream like I would do if we do sign him, though, until it's over the line, so to speak. We need a right winger for balance. Yeah, Travis says, great point. A right winger, though, that's such a specialised position that we haven't really filled, in all honesty, since obviously Antonio Valencia played there. Go all the way back to Bex. Yeah, such a specialised position. The only player I can see who can really do damage there is Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, unfortunately, though, is at the tops of everyone's list. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see Jadon Sancho. Is that a fairy tale? If we get Champions League football this season, I don't think it's a fairy tale. But yeah, let's just wait and see on that one. I'd love to see him there though. JJ Powell, do you think Pogba is leaving? My gut is he will go if someone comes for him. I don't think it'll be Madrid though. Yeah, you know what, with Pogba and Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, the Real Madrid president, is very reluctant to pay the money that we want for him. We're looking on 130 million plus, rightly so. But Florentino Perez does not want to pay that money for him. Zinedine Zidane obviously wants him. They're obviously, you know, countrymen, compatriots. Zidane wants him badly. Zidane's willing to give up heaven and earth for him. But Perez is the one that's got to pay the money, and I don't believe that he wants to do that. So that one is interesting. I can only see Pogba going to Real Madrid or Juventus. Juventus have been obviously rumoured to be making interest again for the summer. I can't see it. Definitely not January, obviously. He's injured at the moment, but I don't know, because Real Madrid also have Valverde coming through in the central midfield areas, which they're reluctant to obviously give up his place to Pogba about. So yeah, I'd be surprised if he went to Real Madrid, I think, because Perez doesn't want to play the money, and they've already got good central midfielders there. I know Luka Modric is leaving on a free this summer, but they've still got up-and-coming midfielders there as well. Okay, so Raymond said Bruno might fill the gap for number 10, but who is going to fill McTominay's position? We need an anchor CDM. Great point. I believe we haven't had that since Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick wasn't the aggressive ball-winning type of CDM like Kante is, or like Roy Keane was, or Patrick Vieira, or some of the all-time greats. But Michael Carrick was one where he could read the game so well, he didn't have to bust a gut to go on win back possession for us. He'd intercept a lot of passes, be in the right place at the right time, and he was a deep line playmaker. So Michael Carrick was special in that way. Yeah, for me, I do feel like we need a specialist central defensive midfielder. Who's that going to be? I do not know, because Babukari Soumaré is a central midfielder who can operate from the central defensive midfield position, but I don't know. Let's see. Rachel says, no updates on Bruno. Not as of yet. If something was to come through this week, the next week, with relation to Bruno Fernandes, should anything drop on that one with Bruno Fernandes, I will be going live at the earliest opportunity. That much I will say. So whether that's today, tomorrow, like I said, the rest of the week, I will be going live. Trevor says, Dennis Zakaria would be perfect for a CDM role. A little better than Ndidi because his passing is better. Yeah, Zakaria, he's over at Mönchengladbach, isn't he, in the Bundesliga? He's a very good player. But Gladbach, they're our selling team as well. So that's a good shout. I just don't know if we're in the market for him. It's a good shout, like I say. I don't know if he's better than Ndidi. I don't know. I don't know, but that's a very good shout though. Uh, Rashid 25 to 30, Martial 20 to 25, and Greenwood 10 to 15. That's from Rachel there. That's a great shout. I'll tell you for why. Right, with regards to why I was asking you guys to get your opinions in with Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood. I've got Martial down as 30 goals. I've got Rashford down as 30 goals, Martial down as 20 goals, and Greenwood down as 15. Greenwood is currently on 9 goals, so he only needs 6 more. Martial's currently on 11, only needs 9 more. Obviously, Rashford, he's on 19. He needs 11 more. So between that now and 5 months' time at the end of the season, if them three can reach those tallies, that's 65 goals from them forwards. 65 goals. I'd like to see the last time our front three or forwards or strikers, whatever it is, our main goal scorers scored 65 goals between 3 players. I'd love to see that stat. I'd say it's probably back to when Rooney, Ronaldo and Tevez played together, I'd say. So them 3 together hitting 30, 20 and 15 at 65 goals. I believe they can hit that this season. JJ Powell says, if Real Madrid were to give us a player plus cash, who would you pick? I would take Varane if I would take Varane. It would take us up to another level. Do you know what? That's a very good point there from JJ Powell. That's a great point. I would love Rafael Varane, and that's a fantastic shout there. I just don't think he comes to Man United in our current state. So that being said, in terms of a realistic pick, I'd probably go for Marco Asensio. If we didn't get Bruno Fernandes. If we did get Bruno Fernandes, I'd say Tony Kroos. Player plus cash for Paul Pogba. Madmark TV, yes, Shane, nothing is coming this week, mate. So stay offline. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Reports are suggesting otherwise, but should anything come of it, I will be going live. I don't think a board. I don't think our board are astute enough to be in for some of these players mentioned in the comments. You know what? That's a good point. Rachel says there. That's a good point. Are they astute enough? It comes down to our scouting department, and if Ollie is saying, you know what, I want this player. That's what it comes down to. Ollie going to Woodward and saying, yep, I want this player. Ollie sometimes, I don't like saying it, but I believe Ollie sometimes is a little bit of a yes man. When he's coming out with comments says, we'll only get this, this player if he's the right player, which is the obvious thing to say. But then when he's also saying it's hard to get the right players in January, it's hard to get the right deals done in January, it just sounds like he's repeating what Wood would say and has said to him. So for me, that's all I'd say about Ollie sometimes, a bit of a yes man. Let's have a look. Oh, also, one I wanted to touch on, Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams, at the moment, for me, is certainly keeping Luke Shaw out of the team. He's forced Ashley Young out of the club, where Ashley Young is looking on signing for obviously Inter Milan or Lazio. I know Crystal Palace has been in for Ashley Young as well. But the rise of Brandon Williams is forcing Ashley Young out of the team, keeping Luke Shaw out of the starting 11. He's our starting left back. Do you agree? Do you think Brandon Williams should be and is warranted to be our starting left back going forward? Do you believe that Luke Shaw will get an opportunity and be able to win his place back? At the moment, for me, Brandon Williams is, rightly so, our starting left back and should be and should continue to be so as well. Now, I know there's speculation about will we sign players. Mad Mark TV, my favorite YouTuber, the United Man, much appreciated, Mark. Travis, I mean Leon Bailey. Oh, from Leverkusen. Sorry, mate. I do apologise there. As right winger, that's a good shout. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what? He is really good. We need someone in Rashi and Martial mode on the right wing. Do you know, that's a fantastic shout there, you know. Travis Richards says there about Leon Bailey. from Bayer Leverkusen. That's a brilliant show, actually. I don't think I've seen any links with regards to Leon Bailey, but I know the first couple of seasons that he played for Bayer Leverkusen, he was on fire. He's not been at his high standards as of late, but that's still a fantastic shout, if I'm honest. He is a yes man, correct, says Mad Mark. I mean, I'm my own boss. Okay. Mark Fenner, I don't believe a word that comes out of the club's mouth, especially Ollie. Whoa. Yeah. Do you know what? I specifically remember at the end of the transfer window this summer, gone, Ollie was saying we were in for 2 or 3 players and he expects to get the deal done over the line. This time, I believe Ollie is just keeping strum, zipping it, and is just letting the club do the work. I feel like well, as he said again, you know, we're always in the market for the best player, or for the right players for the club, I should say. But yeah, watch this space. Okay. Yes, Draco, what's going on, my brother? Don't forget, guys, 10 people in the stream, leave a like, guys, much appreciated to support the channel. Draco, my man, what's going on? Draco, top 4 finish with Bruno in the team, of course. Easy peasy. I like your confidence there, Draco. Listen, do you feel like we're going to make signings this transfer window? That's what I'm going to put out to you. If so, how many and who do you think will sign? Are we going to make signings? Yes or no? If so, if yes, who do you think will sign and how many players? That's what I'm putting to you guys. Okay. Singer United song for me, the United man. You're out here causing trouble, Mark. Mad Mark TV saying for me to sing a United song. I won't be doing that online. I might do if we sign Bruno Fernandes. I might do. We'll see. Ollie's tactically inept. He's not good enough for Man United, and of course, Ollie's a yes man. That's why he's not been sacked yet. Very, very good point there, says Rachel. Yeah, he is a yes man. At times, that much is pretty obvious. Tactically, I think he's still learning on the job. And should you have someone at the helm at Man United learning on the job? Obviously, his credentials before he came to Man United was Molde, where he won the league, Norwegian league, and also Cardiff. So his record obviously doesn't stand up, unfortunately. That's why sometimes it looks like he's been found out tactically. So yeah, he's still learning on a job, which, as I say, you shouldn't really be saying about a Man United manager, that's for sure. Yes, Brian, what's going on? Brian Edwards in the place. What's going on, bro? Mad Mark TV. No one you want someone who's cryo. You have to rephrase that for me, please, Mark. Draco Evolve. I feel we will sign only one signing, okay, and that will not be enough, unfortunately. Yeah, you're right. Who's that one signing going to be, though, Draco, you feel? I feel like if it's one, probably going to be Bruno Fernandes. I can see us doing 2. I feel like we need to, for sure. I wouldn't want to add too many more than that to the squad in January, because it just has potential upset chemistry. Something that Klopp wants you to know. What's that about? I believe the same, Draco. One player, says Rachel as well. If we sign Bruno Fernandes, then he'll sing "Ladies and Gents." Save this video. We're going to pull up on that. Okay, Draco, man's having me out there. Yeah, Draco's calling me out. Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot for that as well, Mad Mark TV. Brian Edwards says Bruno and Rabiot. Do you know what, Brian? That's a fantastic point there, mate. Adrian Rabiot, obviously at Juventus at the moment, went on a free. Don't know why we didn't move heaven and earth to sign him. He's been doing well when he's played, but he struggled to get a lot of game time, even though when he does play, he's doing really well. Strange one, I know. Let's see what happens with that one. But yeah, Adrian Rabiot is a fantastic shout there, Brian. I'd like to see, he's a central midfielder extraordinaire. But I just don't know. There's a reason why he's not been playing. I know there's been whispers that, you know, obviously PSG, he fell out of favour with the manager there. And then when Leonardo came in as sporting director, he was, it was looking to get him to re-sign a contract. But obviously there's something going on there where obviously he's fallen out with 2 managers now, so that doesn't look the best, obviously. So yeah, let's see what's happening with that one. Yeah, let's have a look at the rest of the comments. We'll hold we'll hold you to that one, Shane, if we sign Bruno. Oh my gosh, everyone's holding me to it. Yeah, Mad Mark saying anytime, mate. Yeah, thanks a lot, pal. Yeah, everyone's holding me to this United song business. I said I might. Yeah, I'm not sure about Rabiot. Attitude seems off. Draco says that's a good point, my man. I don't know what it is with the reasons why he's struggled to consistently get game time, both at PSG and Juventus. The talent is there for all to see with Rabiot, but obviously, like you say, Draco, something's off. Mad Mark TV, I want to see you sing now, please. What are you doing to me, man? I'm not singing right now, so behave. Unless someone can tell me that Bruno Fernandes is a sign. If I'll tell you what, if Bruno Fernandes signs whilst I'm live, then I'll sing a United song. Yeah, how's about that? We need one more striker as a backup. Do you know what? That was Winston Hugh. You know what? That's a good point. I feel like we need a target man as a backup striker, because Mason Greenwood, Danny James, Martial, Rashford, they're all very, very, very similar types of players. We need a slightly different type of player, I feel. So yeah, we definitely need one more striker as a backup, I believe, but just a different type. Yeah, he hasn't got much play time at United. He will. That's a good point. I feel like if he was at United, he will get a lot of playing time. If you look at PSG and Juventus, they're all stacked up with central midfielders, quality central midfielders. So obviously opportunities for one reason or another were waning. So yeah. You need a defense, midfield, and striker, says Mad Mark TV. Very funny, Mark. Very funny. The Funkadelic Cabbage, Mad Mark TV is off the chain. Yes, guys, go and check out Mad Mark TV as well. Mark Fernand, Shane does the X Factor. I got it. Oh, guys, you lot are getting out of hand. User Shane does the X Factor. I'm gonna tag Simon Cowell in this. Grealish would be good too. I'm undecided on Grealish. Says that says me. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose, but I'm undecided on Grealish, because I've always said if we're going to sign central midfielders, we need them to bring the level up by that much. Just say for example, Fred's there, we need to be going up there. So I'm undecided on Grealish. He's a very good player, but is he going to improve us if he goes to Manchester United, and is he going to improve our starting 11 by that much? I don't know. Sing, you guys, yeah. Draco Vol saying, depends on how long you're live for. I have a feeling that if there is breaking news now about Bruno signing, then you'll Draco saying, sort my chair out. Hold on. Yeah, Draco saying, yeah. Some breaking news now about Bruno coming through, then I'll log off. Yeah, you got a good point there. Danny Ings is too good for United. Danny Ings! Funkadelic Cabbage says, Danny Ings is too good for Man United. Hey, come on now. Hey, some crazy comments here. Danny Ings, come on now. Also wanted to touch on, so far, we're midway through the season. Who is our player of the season so far? Yeah, let me know in the comments who you'd pick as your Manchester United player of the season so far. I'll give you mine in just a moment. So player of the season, get your comments in. I want to see, and also, are we going to finish top 4? That's one for the ages. Are we going to get top 4? Now what are we? We are 5th place at the moment, and 5 points behind Chelsea. So are we going to get 4th place? Sorry, I don't know. I think it's there for the taking. Obviously, Leicester is on 45 points, Man City on 47, and Liverpool just steamrolling everyone. Liverpool's on 61 points. So the league's obviously Liverpool's, I'd say, barring a catastrophe this second half of the season. Are we going to get top four? Sheffield United's 2 points behind us. Wolves are 3 points behind us. On Tottenham's 4 points behind us in 8th place. So yeah, top four's there for the taking. I'd say. Mad Mark says I'm a Scouser. Liverpool supporting here, guys. What do you think about that? I hear Lewis Walsh is in town, says the Funkadelic Cabbage. Okay. We're still top world champions, European champions, so soon to be Premier League champions, but I don't mention it. Yeah. Fair play. Justin Bruno. Listen, that's Mark Fenner, my guy. Mark saying, yeah, Bruno signs. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to, don't forget, I'll be verifying this stuff. You guys are going to be telling me this rubbish. I've got to verify it as well. The Funkadelic Cabbage says, Paul Pogba is by far your player of the season so far. He's been injured most of this season. Player of the season so far, Wan-Bissaka says Draco. I like that one. Palmeiras says definitely Rashford as player of the season. Mad Mark TV says Phil Jones. Red Devil Studio saying Wan-Bissaka is player of the season, most improved. Fred, good shout with that. Fred, most improved player. Palmeiras says if we sign Fernandes, then yeah, but if we don't, then we'll finish 6th. Good shout. Top 4 if Chelsea slip up. Yep, that's Red Devil Studio, my guy G. Funkadelic Cabbage saying player of the season, Defo Trent Alexander-Arnold. He plays for Liverpool. Good player, but he hasn't got listen, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a very good player, but doesn't hold a candle to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm going to put it out there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. For all those Liverpool fans, have that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. AWB all day. What do you say, Man United fans? We know how good you are. What's that about? Van der Beek would also be great, says Brian Edwards. I happen to agree with you. Unfortunately, Van der Beek's come out and said that he won't be leaving Ajax this January transfer window. And he said possibly he'll be there next season as well. So it's unfortunate. That's come from Van der Beek himself. What else we got? Funkadelic Cabbage saying Bruno. I happen to agree with you there, man. Put that mic in your mouth and sing. Oh, dear me. You guys give me jokes. Okay, right. Draco. Hey, at Red Devil Studio, Shane has confirmed that he will. Oh my gosh, man. I'm just getting it. He will sing if Bruno Fernandes signs. Bookmark this. I said I might. Draco, I said I might. I didn't say I'd definitely do it, but I said I might. I said I'd definitely do it if he signs whilst I'm live on stream. I said I'd definitely sing then. Okay. Hosmosimus Ratus. If we don't sign Bruno now, we could make a new attempt to sign João Felix instead. It's not working out for him at Atletico. You know what? That's a massive shout. If it isn't working out for him at Atletico Madrid, why? And I wouldn't force it for January. I'd want to know why it's not working for him at Atletico, and then maybe revisit in the summer. But I couldn't see Atletico letting him go when they spent so much money on him as well. Okay, right. Zero PC. Who was pictured going into the training ground? So that's a good question, but I was giving it on good authority that it wasn't Bruno Fernandes. I can't let go of my source on that one though, but yeah, I was giving it on good authority that it wasn't Bruno Fernandes. Sing now, says says Mad Mark TV. I can't hear you, says Funkadelic Cabbage. Red Devil Studio. He should sing on the podcast too. For those who don't know, Red Devil Studio, Red Devil Weekly and Draco Evolve, we all do, well, I say we will do a podcast every Friday, but I didn't make it this Friday because it was my missus' birthday. So yeah, but most Fridays, us three will be doing a podcast. That's Red Devil Studio, Red Devil Weekly, and Draco Evolve. Make sure you check it out every Friday at 7 p.m, 7 or 8 p.m. Yet to confirm. So yeah. Okay, what else? João Felix will be great. I find it unrealistic at the moment, though, says Draco Evolve. Yeah, I had happen to agree. Alex Ferguson to see is Kid Ollie. What are you on about, Mark? Mad Mark TV, not making any sense there, man. Just to put it out there, United, the only team Liverpool haven't beat. Whoa! I like that. Great point there, Rachel. Great points. Great point. Was the only team to take points off Liverpool. And may I add, they were lucky. They were lucky to get a draw. So Liverpool fans, whoever sees this, make sure you love that one as well. Athletic plays a defensive system. That's why Simeone is a defensive-minded manager and Felix is an attack-minded player. He will fit in just fine with Ollie's system. That's a good point. No, that is, says Hosmo Smith Rattus. Yeah, it's a fantastic point, actually. Right. Who would you sign? So, out of Bruno Fernandes, if you had one choice, Bruno Fernandes, Adrian Rabiot, Tony Kroos, who would you sign? Bruno Fernandes, Adrian Rabiot, Tony Kroos. Who would you sign? Guys, there's 15 people in the stream. Don't forget to leave a like if you want to support the channel, that's for sure. Alex Ferguson, what are you on about? Gabriel Barbosa, what's that about? Bruno Fernandes says Big P. Big P, thanks for joining the stream, my man. Right, so Fernandez says 0 PC. Batman says Funkadelic Cabbage. Okay. I will sign Bruno, but I do have a soft spot for Kroos. Yeah, I do too. Right. I would go for Bruno Fernandes purely because, one, I don't know why there isn't anyone that signed him summer gone. Two, the stats that he's putting up is on course to be close to identical to what he'd done last season. And three, he's a through ball king. He's a goal scoring midfielder. He's a set piece specialist. These are all things that we don't currently have in the Manchester United setup. So realistically, if we're looking at what we need, and if you're thinking about it logically and aesthetically in terms of who we need to get and what we need as a team, these are the reasons why I choose Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes is a long time target of many teams, but for some reason, no one made the plunge and signed him over this season. Okay. Right, so Bruno Fernandes seems to be the choice. Thomas Partey says 0 PC. That's a good point. Now, there's been a few people that have mentioned Thomas Partey, but I don't know. Because he's never been a starter really for Atletico Madrid, or Atletico Madrid, I should say. Correct pronunciation there. So I don't know about him as well. Coming in as a starter for us. If he's not good enough for Atletico Madrid, why is he going to be good enough for Man United? Just saying. Okay. Penelope Cruz. Okay, thank you very much there. Funkadelic Cabbage. Some serious names there. Hosmosimus Ratus says Bruno or Cruz. Easy. I hear Adrian has attitude problem. Fair enough, man. Yeah, I've not heard he's got an attitude problem, but obviously with the fact that he's falling out with two managers at his most recent club says something there. I'm gonna eat my dinner. We'll catch you in a bit. Shane says Draco. Much appreciated for joining us on the stream, my man. Take care. Okay. What Man United songs? What Man United songs would you want to hear if we were to sign Bruno Fernandes live on stream right now? I'm not too sure. There's Glory Man United is a fan's favourite. I think more chance of signing Bruno Mars. Selma Hayek. What are you guys on, man? I'd like Selma Hayek to play. Would make getting up at 2 a.m. to watch United a hell of a lot better. Kroos is getting old. That's a good point. Tony Kroos is, what is he now? 29? Going to be 30 this year. So yeah, yeah, it's a good point. We've got to look at, but at the same time, I still feel like we need experience. Now, that Babukari Samari, he's um he's a very good player, but he's 20. Now, obviously, McTominay, Fred's 25 going on 26. McTominay's 23 going on 24. Pogba's 26. So I wouldn't say adding someone of the age of 28, 29, 30 would be, I'd be adverse against that because we do need experience. So yeah, I don't know. Shane, sing, baby, sing. Just sing, will ya? You've got a lovely voice. Yeah. Bruno, great at free kicks on the dead ball. Yeah, that's a good point. Bruno is a dead ball specialist, as I was saying, which we don't have currently. Mad Mark TV going mad there, saying about sing. I got sunshine. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so is TAA. What are you on about, mate? What are you on about? Anyway, let's see. Big P saying my ideal signing would be Bruno and Neves, both playing Portugal starting lineup. We both need. We get your words out right. Both playing Portugal starting lineup. We need two midfielders. Can you imagine them with both of their passing and scoring abilities? We need them. Do you know what? That's Ruben Neves and Bruno Fernandes. Let's just go and buy the Portuguese midfield. Who else is there? What's his name? William Carvalho. Yeah, William Carvalho would be, William Carvalho, Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes. That'd be fantastic. That would be. I'm going on Liverpool channel in a minute to remind them it's 30 years they haven't won the league, and I hope it all goes wrong. That's a very good point there, Rachel. I like that. His voice is lovely, makes me emotional, Mad Mark. Ah, dear me. Okay, right. I've got another question for you. If we don't make top 4 this season, will we be able to track players anymore? This is my fear. If we don't make top 4, will we be able to attract players anymore? If we get top 4, will Pogba stay? That's my thing. So that's my question I pose. If we don't get top 4, will we be able to attract the top players that we need? If we get top 4, will Paul Pogba stay? So those are the questions I pose, and they're very, very serious questions, I feel. So my personal thoughts, if we get top 4, we will be able to bring in Sancho. We'll be able to bring in another world-class centre-back, I believe. If we get top 4. If we don't get top 4, Pogba goes. I don't know. Do we struggle? I really don't know. So it'd be interesting to see. Palmeiras, I think Pogba is gone. I think Fernandes is his replacement. That's a good point there. I kept saying before, I feel like we need to sign players both now and in the summer as if Pogba is going. Adil Chana, what's going on? Hello, how's it going, man? So back to the point, I feel that we need to sign players now as if we are losing Paul Pogba in the summer, as if we already know we're losing him. Bearing in mind, when it gets to the summer, he only has 12 months left on his contract. So his value is just going to go down for me. So we've got to be able to sell him in the summer if he's going to go. If not, if we don't sell him, let me get my words right. If we don't renew his contract before the summer, you've got to get rid of him. You've got to get rid of him in the summer transfer window, because he's just going to run his contract down and be able to sign anyone in the summer 2021. Okay, what the comments saying? Mark, Joker. Adil Chana, do you think he what, mate? Big P, there's a young CM from Argentina, Ezequiel Palacios. He's 20 or 21. Check him out. He's going to be an amazing player. Ezequiel Palacios. I've not heard that name before, mate. I will have a look at him, though. Check him out. Adil Chana, do you think Fernandes can be a success? Yes, ultimately, he's been in Spain, had a short time with Valencia, done okay there. He's been a success, obviously, in the Portuguese league, scoring over 31 goals from midfield. Now, as I say, I know it's the Portuguese league. However, even if you half his tally of goals and assists from last season, he got over 20 assists last season, scored over 30 goals last season. Half those, that's 15 goals and 10 assists. I'm just saying, he's wherever he goes, he's going to make an impact. That's what I believe. Dead ball specialist as well. Yes, definitely, we are still a massive club. Rachel says, "Sing Whitney Houston, I will always love you." Says Mad Mark. The Funky Delicate Cabbage, the United man is an inspiration. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, I'd like to think. Do you know what? We rightly said before, whoever said in the comments before, we're no longer feared. We're no longer feared as a team, as we once were. I feel like it's our pull from international European players. I don't feel the pull of as a club is as big as it once was. British players, I still feel like the pool's still there. I still feel like the likes of James Maddison, Jack Grealish, I feel like they'll leave. They would leave their teams to come to Man United, but that's why the summer gone. I feel like the likes of Dybala and players like that, Matthias de Ligt, Frankie de Jong, who went to Barcelona. I feel like that's why we were in for those players. But then players chose other teams because Manchester United's stature in terms of on the pitch is no longer what it once was. Sad as it is to say, I believe that's the case. We're not as big as we once were. We're not as much as a pull or a draw as a team as we once were. As I say, it hurts to say that, but that's the realistic side of it. Financially, we've still got the money coming in. But I'm telling you, that's not going to last. If we don't start getting back up there, if we don't start winning trophies, that will not last. Now, for example, the kids that were born, say, for example, in 2000, or from the 2000s, they're going to have seen us win a couple of titles, but they're going to be used to seeing Man City, Chelsea, and more likely Liverpool winning now as well. So we do need to get back to winning ways, but otherwise, this financial side of things isn't going to last. Rach says, salty Liverpool fans, eh, Shane? yeah, I think you're right there. I think you're right. That's why, well, I suppose they're going to take a while to catch up, aren't they? Sal United fans, can't we all just get along? Sal United fans, shade. Yes, indeed. Adel Channon says, I feel like United need to sign more players after Fernandes, but I personally don't think we will. Not in January. Maybe, like I said, 2 signings in January, I believe. 1 definitely. In the summer, I feel like we need to add another 2, maybe 3 to make that, 5 signings in the last 5 months. If we could do that, then. But I'm talking about players who affect our starting 11. We're all one. I love everybody, says Mad Mark TV. Rachel says, Ericsson to Inter just in. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I know that was on the cards. Funky Delicate Cabbage, keep your calendars clean over the next few years as it's Liverpool red gonna rock the world, says Funky Delicate Cabbage. Okay. Right, gonna leave it there, guys. Much appreciated for you joining me. Leave a like if you haven't already. I will be, as I said, if there are any news on Bruno Fernandes going forward, I will be jumping back on live today. If not, and it's next week, I'll be jumping live on then and giving my reaction as well. Much appreciated for you joining me, guys. Take care. God bless. See you soon.